Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are diving deep into the state of artificial intelligence. For years we've all heard about its potential, right? But now in 2025, things are really starting to feel different. It feels like the hype is finally turning into hard reality.
And that's really the million-dollar question, isn't it? Have we finally moved past all the cool experiments and fun little novelties into a world where AI is actually delivering tangible, world-changing applications?
Well, the answer is being written right in front of us. The evidence is popping up everywhere. And to really get a handle on this shift, we're going to look at 3 critical areas where AI is making an impact that is just undeniable. And we're going to start with the very building blocks of life itself. Okay, first up, computational biology. This is a field that AI is turning completely upside down, basically taking what used to be years of painstaking lab work and compressing it into a matter of minutes. So say hello to AlphaFold 3. Now this is not just another algorithm, it's a massive breakthrough from Google's DeepMind. It can predict the incredibly complex 3D shapes of proteins, DNA, and all the other molecules that are the foundation of, well, us. And understanding these shapes, that is absolutely crucial if you want to understand diseases and create new medicine. But here's what's truly mind-blowing about this. Just look at the timeline. The sheer speed of innovation here is just insane. In late 2018, the first AlphaFold just got the ball rolling. By 2021, AlphaFold 2 had pretty much solved what was considered a grand challenge of science, predicting protein structures. And then, just a few years later, bam, 2024 brings AlphaFold 3, which can predict how almost all biomolecules interact with each other. The pace is just breathtaking. So why is this such a big deal? Well, the impact is enormous. By predicting these shapes so well, AlphaFold 3 is hitting the fast-forward button on drug discovery. It's helping us design brand new vaccines, and it's giving researchers these incredibly powerful tools to figure out how viruses change or how diseases like sarcoma actually start at the molecular level. But, let's be clear, it's not a silver bullet. Not yet. It's really important to remember that AlphaFold gives you a static snapshot, kind of like a single photo. It doesn't show you how these molecules actually move and dance and interact in real time. It can also get tripped up by what are called orphan proteins. These are molecules so unique that the AI has nothing to compare them to. And like a lot of generative AI, it can sometimes hallucinate. Basically, it can dream up a structure that looks totally plausible but is actually wrong. So yeah, it's an incredibly powerful tool, but it's not an infallible oracle. All right, let's switch gears. We're going from the microscopic world of molecules to the very real, very chaotic world of our city streets, where a completely different AI revolution is hitting the pavement. In the race to build self-driving cars, there's this fascinating battle of ideas happening right now. On one side, you've got Google's Waymo. They've loaded their cars with a whole suite of sensors, including LiDAR, which is kind of like radar but with lasers, to build this ultra-detailed map but only within a limited, geofenced area. This lets them hit true level 4 autonomy, where the car does everything. On the other side, you've got Tesla. They're making a huge bet that cameras, plus a gigantic amount of real-world driving data, is all you need to train an AI that can drive anywhere. For now, they're at level 3, which means a driver still has to be ready to take over. It's a huge, high-stakes experiment. And this isn't just a Silicon Valley thing. It's a full-on global race, and each region has its own unique flavor. In the US, it's all about the tech giants, like Google and Amazon, pushing their robotaxi services. Over in China, you've got massive government support fueling huge deployments from companies like Baidu and Alibaba. And then, in Europe, the focus is totally different. They're more interested in public transport, using these automated shuttles and buses on fixed routes.
Okay, so we've seen AI remaking science and taking on transportation. Now, let's shift to the world of art and creativity. Because here, AI is evolving from just being a simple image generator into a tool for real, honest-to-goodness creative direction.
This perfectly illustrates the new level of control we're getting. With tools like Google's Veo 3.1, you have to think like a director to get truly cinematic results. This 5-part formula is a great example. You don't just say a man in an office. No, you specify the shot, the subject, their action, the scene's context, and finally, the style and mood. It's the difference between a random snapshot and intentional, powerful storytelling. And here's a quick look at how Veo stacks up against the competition. So, while OpenAI's Sora 2 might have the edge in pure hyperrealism right now, Veo 3.1 superpower is creative control, the ability to extend a scene or insert a new object seamlessly. But here's the real kicker. Integrated high-quality audio generation. We're talking dialogue and sound effects, which is a massive leap forward that its rivals just haven't cracked yet.
So we've looked at these amazing advances in science, transport, and art. But what's the one thing they all have in common? What is the engine making all of this possible? Well, the answer is specialized hardware.
Honestly, this is the perfect analogy for understanding what's going on with the hardware. For years, GPUs, graphics processing units, have been the workhorse. They're like a Swiss Army knife, super versatile, good at a lot of different things. But Google went ahead and developed TPUs, tensor processing units, to be more like a scalpel. It's a specialized tool designed from the ground up to perform the very specific, very demanding calculations of AI models and to do it with maximum efficiency.
And if we look under the hood, you can really see why that analogy works so well. GPUs are built for flexibility, right? They have thousands of general-purpose cores. TPUs, though, they use something called systolic arrays. You can think of it like a specialized assembly line just for doing AI math. It makes them way less flexible, but far more energy efficient for AI tasks, especially for something called inference. That's the moment the AI stops training and actually starts doing its job, like generating that video or predicting that protein shape.
And the scale here is it's hard to even wrap your head around. A single pod of Google's newest TPU, codenamed Ironwood, can hit a peak of 42.5 exaflops. An exaflop is a quintillion, that's a billion calculations, per second. That's the raw horsepower you need to run massive services like Gemini or AlphaFold for billions of people in real time.
And that brings us to the most crucial point of all. The breakthroughs we're seeing in AI models are not just about clever software. They are fundamentally 100% enabled by parallel breakthroughs in custom-built hardware. The software and the silicon are in this dance, evolving together.
So this brings us to the big picture, and what this all really means for the future. We're in the middle of this incredibly powerful convergence of these two streams of innovation.
And this is the heart of it. We are in a powerful feedback loop. More advanced hardware like TPUs lets us build bigger, more capable AI models. The crazy demands of these new models then drive the creation of even more powerful, even more specialized hardware. It's this cycle, this feedback loop, that's making the pace of change feel so incredibly fast right now.
Which leaves us with one final massive question. We've seen AI begin to master the fundamental rules of biology, the chaotic dynamics of our roads, and the subjective language of art. So now, with this accelerating cycle of software and hardware innovation, what domain does it master next? Thanks for watching.